My favorite kind of books coming up. Hey BookTube, it's Kim at Middle of the Book March, and today's video is about Big Book Summer. This is an event hosted by the wonderful, underexposed Sue Jackson. I don't know why it took me so long to discover her channel. She's been a book blogger and a booktuber. She also discusses living with a chronic illness, which I appreciate because I do as well, both physical and mental. And I discovered her through Pat of Book Chat with Pat, who is an amazing booktuber, wonderful woman. So I'm really happy to shout out both of these amazing booktubers, Sue Jackson and Pat from Book Chat with Pat. Today, I am going to be showing you some books that I've decided I would pick from for Big Book Summer. And I am super late to the party. It's for the entire summer, and this is July 9th. So whatever. So what is Big Book Summer? Big books are books of 400 pages or more. So you could do 400 pages, you could do 1,200 pages. I've read books of both lengths. However, my sweet spot for books are in the 450, 500 page mark. And I love long books, I love big books. But today I'm going to show you not a TBR, but a selection of books that I've pulled out that I may get to during the summer, or that I would love to get to during the summer. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to read all of them, but these are some books that I pulled out. I have a multitude of big books, 400 pages or longer. So I could dump the selection that I'm going to show you in a minute, and I could pick something else from my shelves. I am currently reading a book that is exactly 400 pages, Tana French's Faithful Place. And I've got a selection here of long books that I've wanted to get to. So why don't I stop yammering and I will show you what I'm talking about. These are purely selections, selection only. And we'll see if I get to these or if I get to one or more. The first one is a Tana French novel. It is The Hunter. And this is a fairly new release. Let me see if I can find you the publication. It was published this year, 2024. I don't often buy books at full price. I just don't. I'm very tight with my budget, and I try to pay attention to how much I'm spending. I bought this one at full price at one of my favorite independent bookstores. Quite honestly, I don't always shop at independents. Number one, because I don't have any close to me. This one is 5 minutes away from where I work, which is an hour away. So I did buy this one from one of my favorite bookstores of all time, Jabberwocky in Newburyport, Mass. And this book clocks in at 467 pages. I do believe I am correct. 467 pages. This is the follow-up to The Searcher, which Britta and I read last year, the year before, I don't remember. And this is Cal Hooper, who retired to a tiny, remote Irish village. It says, it's a blazing summer when two men arrive in a small village in the west of Ireland. One of them is coming home. Both of them are coming to get rich. One of them is coming to die. He took early retirement from the Chicago Police Department in this small, remote Irish village. And I loved The Searcher. I love Tana French's writing. I'm on number 3 of the Dublin Murder Squad. So this is in my pile of books to pick from Big Book Summer. This next one is, from what I hear, an absolutely phenomenal book. And this is 530 pages. It is The Last Samurai by Helen DeWitt. I found this at a library near me in a library sale for $1. That is the kind of book deal I go for. And this is a book, I'm just going to read a quick little bit off the blurb. Ludo, age 6, is a prodigy. His mother, Sibylla, raises him alone and tries hard to keep his voracious intellect satisfied, while she struggles to make ends meet. With her exasperated guidance, he teaches himself Greek so that he can read the Odyssey before moving on to study Hebrew, Arabic, Inuit, and Japanese. And both Sibylla and Ludo share a passion for Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, which they watch repeatedly, absorbing its lessons of samurai virtue. That's all I'm going to read. I would love to get to this because I have heard so many good recommendations and so many people on BookTube who absolutely love this novel. I think all the books I'm going to show you are novels. This would be a reread for me. East of Eden by John Steinbeck. This particular copy has 601 pages exactly. I reread The Grapes of Wrath earlier this year and just one of my favorite American classics of all time, as is East of Eden. And I would love to reread this. This has one of the best American novel villains in it, in Kathy. This is set in the rich farmland of California's Salinas Valley. The sprawling and often brutal novel follows the intertwined destinies of two families, the Trasks and the Hamiltons, whose generations helplessly reenact the fall of Adam and Eve and the poisonous rivalry of Cain and Abel. Give me a good biblical retelling / reimagining, and I will pay to read it. Well, that might be exaggerating a little bit. I have 4 more books to show you. The only Donna Tartt I haven't read is The Little Friend. Where is your next book, Donna Tartt? I don't know. This one has, 555 pages. These are really interesting because they end up in really even interesting page numbers. Donna Tartt's The Little Friend. The hugely anticipated new novel, I'm not going to read that part. In a small Mississippi town, Harriet Cleve Dufresne grows up in the shadow of her brother, who, when she was only a baby, was found hanging dead from a black tupelo tree in their yard. His killer was never identified, nor has his family in the years since recovered from the tragedy. And Donna Tartt. So I've had this on my shelf for too long. It plenty qualifies. That's not even a really grammatically good way to say anything. I'm a mess when speaking. Anyway, so The Little Friend by Donna Tartt. All of these books I'd love to get to, but who the frig knows if I'm going to do it. I talked about this one already. This will be a reread for me. I really, really want to get to this book this summer. Totally doable. This is 945 pages. Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry in this mass market paperback, which I love because this was the original copy of Lonesome Dove that I read, and I absolutely adore this book. It's a Western. It is a Western. Larry McMurtry is the author of Terms of Endearment, and go figure, it's about August McCrae and Woodrow F. Call. They are ex-Texas Rangers, and they are going on a journey of a cattle drive to Montana through the free frontier, adventure, journey book, road trip book. I mean, you could call it that if you want. But there are some amazing characters in here, including female characters. I love Lonesome Dove, and over 900 pages in this small little format. It's a brilliant book. I urge any of you who haven't read it to read it. Let's see. This was a most recent Book of the Month Club purchase, and this is my next book for the Critical Chicks Book Club, which is happening in August, I believe. This is the Book of the Month Club version, has 592 pages. And this is All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. His other book is We Begin at the End, that it's a soaring thriller, an epic love story. This is a soaring thriller, an epic love story. 1975 is a time of change in America. The Vietnam War was ending. Muhammad Ali is fighting Joe Frazier. And in the small town of Montclair, Missouri, girls are disappearing. When the daughter of a wealthy family is targeted, the most unlikely hero emerges. Patch, a local boy, who saves the girl and in doing so leaves heartache in his wake. This is a brand new release. Don't know where I heard of it except for my book group. And actually really looking forward to this. If you've never bought Book of the Month Club books before, it's a super long book, but The format, they're all hardcovers, but the materials that they use to make the books are light. They're lightweight. So the paper is lightweight, and because it's a hardcover, the font is really big, and it has super short chapters. And I love that. In novels, I don't know if that says I'm lazy or not, or what that says about me. But All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. The last book is, I'm hoping, will be a buddy read with Pat from Book Chat with Pat. This, I believe, is the longest in my pile. And this is 1,153 pages and comes with illustrations. I'm going to show you one of those first. That's the illustration. This is The Stand by Stephen King. So Pat and I have talked about reading this as a buddy read, and I can barely hold it. This is a special Books A Million hardcover edition that I thought was absolutely gorgeous, naked hardback. Everybody that I know who's a Stephen King fan has told me to read this book because it's not a typical Stephen King horror novel. I am not a horror reader, but I do know this is the battle between good and evil. I believe it's post-apocalyptic. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pat, still, if you're still willing, let's do it. Let's do it, my friend. So that is it for me for Big Book Summer. Please follow Pat at Book Chat for Pat and Sue Jackson. Sue is the brilliant host of this summer event, and I will link their announcement videos down below with Sue's channel and Pat's channel. Please, please, please go and check them out and subscribe if you're not already. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've read any of these books, but don't spoil any of them for me. But let me know which ones you've read and which ones you think I will love if you are aware of my taste in books. So thank you so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.